Hey, it's Aaron, and today we're going to talk about the 6 reasons why you might be poor. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I always come up with content that will teach you how to be more successful using the power of the internet, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Okay, reason number 1 that you might be poor is that you've got a poor mindset instead of a rich mindset. See, the whole thing about being poor and being rich is it's all about mindset. It's all about the way that you look at the world, the way that you look at finances. A lot of people just blame their situation, right? They blame their family, they blame their upbringing, they blame their environment, they blame the town that they were brought up in, they blame the job that they have, right? And they don't realize that a lot of being poor has to do with yourself. It's about the questions that you ask. See, people with a rich mindset ask, how can I make more money? Versus people with a poor mindset will say things like, oh, I can't afford it, right? So it's the question that you ask that opens your mind up, whereas the poor way is just a phrase that closes the mind down. So if you're always telling yourself that, oh, I can't afford it, oh, I can't do that because I don't have the money, you need to turn it all around and ask the question, well, what do I need to do in order for me to be able to afford that? How can I change my situation so that I can live a better life tomorrow and earn more money? And just by doing that one small thing, that's automatically going to change the way that your brain works and the way that you think about money, and it's going to spur you into action instead of closing your mind down and not doing anything about your situation. The second reason why you're poor is because you complain all the time and you don't do anything about it, right? Have you ever caught yourself just complaining about everything? Literally, oh, my job sucks, oh, my life sucks, oh, my parents suck. You know what I mean? And I get it, you know, sometimes your life isn't what you expected it to be, but if you keep blaming everybody else and you keep complaining, how is your situation ever gonna change? So instead of complaining and blaming other people for your current problems, I mean, at some point, you need to take ownership of your life, right? Instead, what you wanna do is you want to find solutions to your problems. Because you see, the difference between the poor and the rich is the poor thinks that life just happens to them. So a lot of poor people think that, well, you're just born and you just get dealt the cards that you're dealt, and that's kind of your life. You kind of flow with the river of life. You absolutely have no control. That's the way that poor people think. But the reality is that that's not really how life works. See, if you want to become rich and you want to get out of that poor status, you need to take charge of your life. You need to make certain actions and you need to carve out your life in a very, very specific way. And you just need to understand that where you end up at the end of the day has 100% to do with the actions that you take right now. I hope that makes sense, okay? So there is no such thing as, well, I'm just gonna take life where life takes me. It's more about what are you gonna do to hit certain milestones in your life to ensure that you live the best life possible. You know, for me, I came from a middle-income Asian family, and my dad did pretty well until the 1997 Asian financial crisis, which literally wiped out his entire business. And all of a sudden, we were struggling to pay our school fees for high school and university. And even then, my mom worked her butt off to put all 3 kids, me, my brother, and my sister, through pretty good schools. And at the end of the day, we were able to graduate from pretty good universities. But because of our situation, I was always broke compared to all of my other friends who had a lot of money. And so I always had to work very hard. I was a dishwasher many times. I've mopped many floors, and I did all that through university. And I promised myself that if I wanted to change my life, I had to take action, right? But if I was in the mindset where I was just complaining about my life and I didn't take the steps in order to make my life a certain way, then I may have been a dishwasher for the rest of my life. I would have just accepted the cards I was dealt and I wouldn't have done anything about it, and I wouldn't be in this situation right now telling you my story and showing you exactly how you can get out of being poor and how you can move towards having lots of income and getting really, really rich.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
So if you want to find out exactly how I was able to get to over $1 million in commissions, I would love to show you how to do that for free. I've got a 6-figure workshop that you can check out if you want. All you need to do is go ahead and click the link below and register for that workshop, and then just check your email. Make sure you check your spam folder, because sometimes emails end up in spam these days, and then enjoy the workshop. The third reason you're poor is because you spend all your money on crap that you don't need, okay? I'm sure a lot of people resonate with this one. I mean, we live in a day and age where people are just spending above their means, right? They put everything on their credit cards. They think that they have to keep up with their neighbors, they have to keep up with their friends, they have to keep up with the Joneses, right? And they need to have the latest, greatest, and best things. They need to, you know, have the greatest Instagram pictures where they're lying on a beautiful beach in Cancun or lying in a beautiful beach in some exotic location, and then the rest of their life sucks sucks because they're actually broke most of the time, right? Most people have 5 credit cards where they're just completely maxed out, and the reason why you can't pay them back is because you're just paying interest on the debt that you have, which is already huge. So what you need to do is you need to scale back. You need to first of all stop being so insecure and stop caring about what other people think about you, because the reality is that people don't really have time to judge you. A lot of it has to do with what's going on between the 6 inches between your 2 ears, all right? You need to live your own life and stop worrying about what other people think. You need to stop posting your quote-unquote amazing life on Instagram, and you need to just focus on yourself. Scale back. Live below your means. Start saving money and start only spending money on things that you really need. Ask yourself this question: do you really need the latest iPhone? Do you really need the latest Yeezys? Do you really need that latest shirt or that jacket or those shoes or those jeans or that flat screen TV? Probably not. Heck, people aren't even going to notice if you have the latest Jordans on your feet. Does that make sense? Stop worrying about what other people think about you, and that's going to automatically save you a ton of money. And it really comes down to having good saving habits so that you can build up that small little seed into a big pool, and then you can take that pool and you can do something with it. Reason number 4 you're poor is that you're not willing to be uncomfortable. So a lot of people just complain, they cruise through life, and they're not willing to do the uncomfortable things today to be comfortable for tomorrow. And that means that you might have to change the way that you're living your life. That means that you might have to work extra hours, or you might have to work on the weekends, or you might have to sacrifice 1 or 2 hours of Netflix every single day to actually build your dream and build something that's really going to generate you a lot of income. Or they're not even willing to sacrifice a bit of time with their friends on the weekend. So instead of going out drinking on the weekend, you should actually be building your dream. You should be building an income generating asset, or maybe even sacrifice a little bit of time with their spouse on the weekends or during the weekdays, right? Again, it's about being a little bit uncomfortable today and making some sacrifices right now so that you can be very, very comfortable in the future. Does that mean that you shouldn't be spending any time with your friends and family? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, it's all about priorities, and it's all about a little bit of sacrifice, because that little bit of sacrifice is going to set you up to not be poor and uncomfortable anymore, but be actually very, very wealthy and be very, very comfortable for the rest of your life. So think about, where are you spending your time? Are you spending your time mostly hanging out with your friends? Are you spending time mostly drinking and getting drunk on the weekends? Are you spending most of your time watching 5 hours of Netflix every single day? And if that's the case, maybe you need to take some of that time and spend it on more productive activities so that you can move out of the poor zone into the rich zone. Reason number 5 that you're poor is that you're not investing your time in money-making activities, okay? So in order for you to go from poor to rich, you need to have some money-making activities, right? You can't rely on the job that you have right now, because if you think about it, a job is only going to give you this much amount of salary every single month. No matter how much extra you work, no matter how much extra time you put into that job, you're still gonna get that salary at the end of every single month. So whatever job you're working, you're gonna earn whatever it is. There is no way that you're going to be able to become rich. You will always stay in that income bracket if you don't create income generating assets or income generating activities. So what are some of the income generating activities that you can do? Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to educate yourself on how to start some sort of side hustle, right? You need to start a business on the side. It doesn't need to be a full-blown restaurant or full-blown consultancy or anything like that. You can literally start online side hustles where you can start to create some income on the side and then slowly grow that over a period of time. And you'd be surprised how quickly, especially an online side hustle, an online side income can become a full-time income, and then you can quit your full-time job and then you can create even more leverage, building even more money. There are lots of online businesses that you can start online right now, like dropshipping, Amazon FBA, a digital agency. You can literally start freelancing on the side online and even replicate your salary that you're creating right now in your full-time job. How crazy is that? Now, the one that I love the most is affiliate marketing, where you're selling other people's digital products online. That's literally what changed my life and allowed me to generate over $1 million in commissions, 100% from home, just using an internet connection. Again, did I have those skills when I first started? No, absolutely not. I was barely able to use a computer properly, but I learned how to do those things. I got uncomfortable today and learned how to do those things online so that I could be comfortable tomorrow. And that's exactly what you can do as well. Some other money-making skills that you must educate yourself on are investing, because investing is going to take your your money and allow your money to grow on its own instead of you working for that money works for you. And of course, another great money-making skill to have is really understanding how to manage your finances properly. And that's not difficult. You can literally learn all these things on YouTube, which is exactly the platform that you're on right now. And reason number 6 why you're poor is because you're not taking any action. All right, so after watching this video, what are you gonna do? Are you even going to do anything, or are you just gonna watch another YouTube video? And this is really the reason why you're poor. So right now you've got some great information from this video about how you can take steps and literally go from poor status to rich status, because that's exactly what I did in my life. But if you don't take action on this information, then this information is pretty useless, right? It's just gonna go into one ear, it's gonna kind of settle in your brain for a few minutes, and then it's just gonna go out the other ear. I can give you all the best advice in the world, but if you don't take action on anything that you learn, then your life is never going to change. I hope that makes sense, okay? So a lot of success really comes down to taking action. Even if you're taking imperfect action is always better than perfect inaction. Does that make sense? So there are a lot of people out there that, think that they know it all, right? They're like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know this. I don't need to read that book. I don't need to read that book because I already have all this information in my brain. But what are you doing with that information? If you're not doing anything with that information, then having that info in your brain, even if you're the smartest person in the world, is absolutely useless. There are a lot of very, very smart people out there that are absolutely broke. Why is that? Because they don't do anything with the information in their head. They might be smart, they might be book smart, they may have gotten straight A's in school, but are they wealthy or are they poor? A lot of them, unfortunately, are poor because they don't do anything with that information. So make sure you don't become that person. In fact, the greatest skill that you can have in life is learning how to take lots of action every single day. Even if it's not the right thing, but you're still taking action, you will be way further in life than someone who doesn't take any action at all. I hope that makes sense. So if you can do one thing today, okay, is take at least one thing that you learned from this video and action it consistently every single day. Now, if you can do that, I promise you that you will be way more successful than if you didn't do anything at all. So let me know what you learned in this video today, and let me know what action you're going to take in the comment section below. I would love to hear exactly what you're going to do about your life. And if you appreciated this video today, would appreciate some thumbs ups. And if you're someone who really wants to learn that money making skill, I would love to teach you how to do that. I've got a free 6-figure workshop that you can check out. All you need to do is just register for it down below in the description box or in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you there. So I hope you enjoyed the video today and you got lots of value from it and you learned a lot from it. If you like content like this, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know every time we come up with a brand new video. And if you want, you can check out one of the videos I recorded recently. Super fun. You're gonna get a lot of value from it as well, and I hope to see you there. Take care.